Aloha! My name is Chef Tiffany and I'm the executive chef and owner of Maui Catering Services, and today we're going to be doing some wonderful macadamia nut cookies. So we have here white and dark chocolate. We have some wonderful macadamia nuts that were grown locally here on Maui. We have some fresh butter and vanilla, and then we have some sugar, white and dark, with a little bit of milk for creaminess and one whole egg. So let's get started. Today we're going to be doing it in a Cuisinart, just for you ladies, so you don't mess up too many bowls in the kitchen. Try to kind of keep it simultaneous, all in one thing. I think it's a winning formula. So let's get started here. If you're going to be using whole chocolate, I'm using chocolate chips. You can go ahead and crunch all the nibbly bits up into the food processor before, and then you'll have equal portions of each side. But I think chocolate chips work just great. So we're going to go ahead and combine those two into our bowl. And like I said, if you're using whole chocolate, we would have pulsed it a couple times. Now here in this one, I have my brown sugar, my white sugar, one whole egg, and 2 tablespoons of milk. You can use whole milk, low-fat milk. You can use cream if you want it. I'm a little bit of a French chef, so I like that. So here we go. Let's give this a pulse. Might get a little noisy. That looks pretty good. It's another good thing about the Cuisinarts, or Robocous, that they do a lot of work in a little amount of time. And sometimes, when you're slammed, or you just want to bang out some cookies for the kids before they come home from school, or whatever you're doing, this is the best recipe for success. I think I said that before. Again, I'm going to pulse it like about, let's say 10 times. I like even numbers. That looks about right. We're starting to get to the goodness. With most flours and dry ingredients, to keep your creaminess, your flakiness, you don't want to overprocess it. So I like to put most of my flour in right at the very last. That way it doesn't get too gluteny and tough. This is when it's going to be forming a dough, so just be careful. Just that pulsing. I think that should do it. Here we have a sheet pan that has been lightly greased, and we have our cookie dough that we made earlier, and we can just ball them very rustically onto the cookie plate. And again, these are a little bit of a looser batter. They will relax and puff up a bit. So you want to give them room to do that without touching. So they have a nice, round, perfectly imperfect surface. Here are our cookies. We have them on a plate, nicely, evenly distributed. And we're going to go ahead and put these in the oven on the center rack. Our oven is preheated at 350, and we'll be baking these for about 25 minutes. All right. So while we're waiting for our cookies to bake, I thought that I would take this opportunity to tell you what makes me an extreme chef. Pretty much already explained that I'm a professional windsurfer, and I windsurf in huge waves, 25 feet. I love it. I love adrenaline pumping sports, but I really haven't described what I do in the culinary world as far as extreme. Usually they're weddings, there's quite a bit going on. My particular stuff, I'm not just a chef, I actually do most of the coordinating for our weddings and events. So I'm privileged of delegating to a crew of sometimes 25 people and plus. We do photographers, ministers, hair, makeup, dress, from A to Z. I'm there with the clients or the brides, and I'm holding their hands and reassuring them, getting the best service possible while delegating people, making sure they're doing what they need to do when they need to do it at the appropriate time. There's a lot of circumstances that come up that you need to act on your toes, and that's probably why I love it so much, is that it's a very on-the-spot, fire, hurry up and wait scenario. Nitpicking little perfect things, you know. Sometimes I plan weddings with people for 2 years. So it's a lot of devotion and time, and I think that that takes a certain type of personality to be able to do the office work and then step into a kitchen and fire off 100 filet mignons at a perfect amount of temperature. So I use a lot of humor. I think that you get a lot more with sugar than you do vinegar. Working in a professional restaurant versus even the restaurants here on Maui is definitely a little different. It's a very high-paced, stressful. I think the one thing that Maui restaurants lack are turnovers. When I was in culinary school and working for Tracy Jardiniere, she was right down by the Opera House, we'd easily turn over 300 people in an hour. That's long hours, and it is go, go, go. So I have had that experience. I've chosen not to do that here on Maui, just due to the fact that I was able to make money in other areas and not be in a hot, man-dominated kitchen. I think that they rule the world in the kitchen area. Well, I guess there's a new sheriff in town, because I think I can give you guys a run for your money. We'll see.